right, welcome back to Our Side of Story podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Taira.
I'm Daizah.
And if you have not already, please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. One of the words. I'm going to get it together eventually. All right, but as y'all can see, we wearing our little zebra print today. This was not planned, okay?
Unintentional.
We literally, like the engineer was like, we're rolling. I was like, oh, crap, because we were just talking about, you stole my outfit, first of all. So this is not planned. I'm over here looking like Say-Say's rich auntie.
You are her rich auntie.
I am. Yeah. And is.
Giving it.
We getting into it.
So we had question of the day from the last episode, which was, what is your guilty pleasure?
I have what my guilty pleasure is. And it's actually, this did come with some self-reflection as far as like, okay, which guilty pleasure do I want to narrow it down to? And this is one that some people know about me, but not a lot of people know about me. Okay. And I say this, and it is embarrassing to admit, something can be absolutely perfect. And I will peel back all the layers to find something to complain about. It's really bad. I will find something to complain about just for the sake of like, I found one flaw. Even if something's literally perfect. I don't know what it is.
How does that make you feel?
It gives me like
internally.
You ever seen that meme of the little girl? She's like holding on to a parent or an adult, and then she looks at the camera. She's like, that's how it makes me feel. I'm like, I found something. It's really bad though. Like nobody should be complaining just to complain. But that is low key my guilty pleasure.
When you have kids,
and
they complain.
It's going to 10x.
Just to complain?
Yeah.
I want you to remember this moment.
It's going to be karma. I already know. I'm prepared. I'm prepared for it.
Lord.
I'm prepared. My child. And then especially with it being a mixture of me and Malik. Oh, he's not a complainer, but like the kid having traits from me and Malik, it's going to be like.
Malik going to be stressed.
Oh, yeah. Especially if it's
he
girl.
He going to have some whoopings.
We're not going to beat our kids. We already talked about that.
Oh, we broke the cycle?
Yeah, we broke the cycle. But there will be hard conversations held.
Positive reinforcement in this household.
There you go. Positive reinforcement. But no, what's your guilty pleasure?
Okay. So I used to ask for back scratches. You know what? Wow, this really just clicked on spot. That's crazy. My grandmother, she used to give me back scratches when I would lay in the bed with her.
Oh.
Wow, that's where it correlates from. That's crazy.
Okay.
So you ever just like tickle, like someone just tickles your back?
Just rub their hands on your back?
Like very smoothly? Okay, that is very pleasing and like satisfying to me.
Okay.
So I used to my mom yelled at me one time when I was younger. I was in trouble. So she put my twin bed in her bedroom and I had to sleep.
Wait a minute, what?
I had to sleep in her room on the floor. On my bed. And I was like in the middle of like scratching my body like this before I went to bed. She was like, stop doing that and go to sleep or something like that. So then I had to like go to sleep. But that's what I do every single night. Like I'll just rub my arms like in between my hands.
Interesting.
It's just like soft and I don't know.
Look, Ms. Rose says, stop doing that witchcraft. I've never heard
or just
of
like
somebody
on my legs. I don't
soothing.
know.
Interesting.
Yeah. You know, we're just...
How does it feel good you doing it yourself, though?
Well, I don't have anyone... Well, I used to ask Tyree to do it, and then he would just fall asleep. So I'd be like, all right, whatever.
And do it yourself?
I didn't do it myself.
You finished it. You finished yourself? That's so interesting. I've never heard of somebody saying that that's ill. So is that what makes you go to sleep?
No, it doesn't make me go to sleep. It's just one of those things where after I do it, like my body essentially just feels like, I don't know how to explain it. Like if I can't just do one arm.
You got to do both.
I got to do both.
Do you do legs?
No, not really.
Okay, so just the arms.
Yeah.
What about like just the face? No. You go all over?
No, but when I do get massages and they do like all this.
The scalp
like,
go
and
crazy.
Ears,
oh my God.
And they just massage the earlobe right here.
Yes.
Like, yes.
That'll put you in a trance. That's what
it feels like
That'll put you in a trance for sure. Okay. I can relate to the masseuse doing that for sure. But me doing my arms, wow. I would have never thought that that's like somebody's guilty pleasure.
Yeah, and there's like so much sensation in like the finger.
I can see that.
Like
interesting. Okay. You saying that, I'm like caught off guard with it. I wonder like what are some other soothing or calming things that people do whether to
Crash
put
out?
themselves to sleep or calm down, whatever the case is. You know what I just thought of? I don't know if you've ever seen this video. It's a pretty popular video. A lot of people know about it, but it lives rent free in my head. It's this girl, I guess she's like a nurse or behavioral nurse, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
And she goes in her car and she's like, oh my God, I love my job. I love my job. I love getting up at 6 a.m. to drive to my job. My BCBA, he rocks. My boss, he rocks. Bro, that was the most valid crash out I have ever seen on the internet. And I could relate. Like, there's moments when I'm at work and I'm just like, and I'm in the military, mind you. I can't say certain, like if it's a higher ranking person that comes step to me wrong and I'm just like, I'll literally cry because I'm so mad. That's how I calm myself down.
Okay.
It's kind of like if you're hot, put cold water on yourself.
Yeah.
I literally will start crying if I get to that point. And it won't be like a boo-hoo, but like and like a couple teardrops falling. So I wonder, like, I related to that video. She went in her car. She politely excused herself, went to her car and was like, I fucking love my job. And it was actually kind of putting herself like, okay, I hate this, but I'm grateful for my job as well.
Well, once it's released, you be feeling a lot better.
Facts. But yeah, I felt that. That's the way she calmed herself down, going and recording herself crashing out. But I wonder what are some other ways that people soothe or calm themselves now that you've expressed that? Because that's very interesting.
I would definitely, now that you say that when you started crying, I remember doing that when I was getting into, they was asking me some trifling question. They wanted me to repeat myself like multiple times. And I was like, I'm not going to keep repeating myself. So my crash out was, I walked out, like stomped out the door and left.
Like a tantrum?
Yes, exactly that. This was 2021.
And you were still grown.
Yeah. But
and you stomped out.
I didn't like.
Okay. You said when I demonstrated.
But I was like, I walked out with some speed, some frustration. I slammed the door behind me and I drove to my apartment.
Now, were they asking you questions out of confusion or out of like trying you?
Trying me. Like I literally told you the answer.
Yeah.
And y'all want to keep asking the same question. Why? But like, why?
Interesting.
You know?
Yeah.
And I was like, if y'all don't just take my answer for what it is.
Yeah.
And run with it.
Yeah.
Like it ain't going to change in the next 5, 10, 15, 30 seconds. So.
And you know what? I wonder if like that's people's personality to just like F with people and their emotions, or if they're genuinely confused and you're just taking it as like, you about to piss me off. Do not piss me off. You know what I'm saying? Like, do we take people for face value, like what our perception of them is at that current moment? Or do we give them the benefit of the doubt, step back from the situation and dissect, okay, are you trying me or are you really stupid or confused? Sorry. Like, are you really confused in this very moment or are you really trying me? Do we take things for face value?
Honestly, I feel like it has to depend on what is the history or the track record of this action.
Yes.
You know, because when you do things multiple times, it's like, are you okay? Like, why do you keep doing the same thing over and over again? And I told you the first time. Now, if it's a track history of the same action, then now I'm looking at you like, all right, now you just know you can walk over me and I'm not going to do anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So certain situations, I definitely do think that you can take for face value. But if it's like a crash out moment, that was something internal that I had to like deal with. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
Because I was frustrated.
Yeah.
And because of my response, maybe I wasn't communicating well or I was missing some words in my sentence and they were just genuinely asking. I definitely think you can take some bad actions for face value. Like if somebody just gonna try you, call you names, disrespect you blatantly in your face, call you all these words. I even told one of my girlfriends, which I was like, girl, any type of physical little something, aggression.
From like a partner?
A man, yeah. You need to watch out for that.
That's face value for sure.
For sure.
Like it ain't no my bad. It ain't no about my bad. Like you done backhand me. Oh, my bad.
Or
I'm
gave
sorry.
me a little tug or a little
No. And before, honestly, I want to carry this out because I have some comments on that. Before we get into this conversation, we do understand that it is a sensitive topic and that there are women out there currently battling abusive relationships, domestic violence, the whole nine. So please correct us if we are in the wrong about, the perception we have, or add some comments, like elaborate on what it is that we're talking about. But as it relates to a man or a woman, honestly, it could go both ways.
Yeah.
If somebody puts their hands on you, that's face value off the rip. That's face value off the rip.
Yes.
Yeah, no. And it's sad to say that a lot of times women or men do not take that as face value because it's something that they're used to. Because it was in a previous relationship, in a relationship before that, or they seen it growing up. So it's kind of like, oh, this is normal. This is what, you know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing. So it's kind of sad to say that they don't know what face value looks like when it comes to that.
And also it's sad to see like when you want to help, but that person is so stuck because they think it's normal or he said this and we're working on it from a distance. Like we're not really together, but we're together. And I'm just like, girl, leave that thing behind. Like he ain't gonna change. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to manipulate you into doing this so that he can have control over you.
Right. And
that's one of those things where it's just like, you got to be able to identify what is and what's not, what it isn't.
Exactly. I agree. And honestly, this is a sore subject for me because of the fact that I've witnessed it growing up. Yeah. And
with your mom.
Yeah. Not on me. But she was in an abusive relationship. And what's sad is it took for the very last time, like it was a blowout situation. And I broke down. I'm like, why? Why do you continue to do this?
How old were you?
12. I was 12.
Wow.
So it went on from when I was maybe 4. Yeah, from the time that I was 4 up until I was 12.
What?
Yep. I had just turned 12. I remember it was June.
So you saw everything.
Yep, it was June. Wow. The month was June. I forgot what year it was, but I was 12. After the cops came, blah, 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 blah. And I couldn't hold it in anymore. In my spirit, I'm just like, why? I wanted to understand. Why do you keep doing this? Wow. Why do you continue to put yourself through this? Why do you look, I'm about to break down right now. Why do you continue to put us through this? Like you're showing us this. You're showing us that this is what is normal. That this is okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that this is something that we're gonna have to deal with for the foreseeable future. Because it's like as soon as he got locked up for doing whatever he did to my mom or whatever he did to whatever, and he went away for a week or two or a month. I'm like, that man coming back. Like, I know he coming back.
Was that the last time or it wasn't the last time?
No. This was like previous times before that moment when I was 12. But yeah, I'm just, in my mind, I was conditioned to know that he was coming back. You know what I'm saying? And that it was normal in my household. So it's sad that, especially when children are involved, you're showing your child that this, and I hate to say it like this, but this is kind of your future. Like I'm showing you that this is okay. It's okay to forgive somebody for hurting you physically, mentally, emotionally. You're showing your child that it's okay.
How do you think that shows up in your adulthood, or does it?
That's tough. Look, I'm over here. My heart is like,
she about to crash out, yo.
No. It's definitely not a crash out something. It's more so like like I said, it's a sore subject. It's a sore subject probably because I have not fully addressed it.
With your mom?
I would say, yeah, with my mom. Like, I'm so open with my family. So open. Like, we could talk about anything. But for some reason, we sometimes don't talk about the stuff that is important. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this, we never really sat down and had an adult conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And while I was, I belonged to this unit here at Nellis, and they had like a in-house therapist. And she just probes. And I kind of liked it because she would like see how I behave in certain situations or whatever. And she was like, She always come by my first name, Tia, come talk to me when you get a chance. So I decided to go by her office, talk to her for a little while. I was in there for like 3 hours. 3 hours. And she would, like, the questions she asked me, I was just in there boo-hooing because it was stuff that she was like
pulling out of you.
Like pulling out little strings that she was just that I didn't know was there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how does it show up in my adulthood? It shows up in a lot of areas. And a lot of times it's by surprise because I'm not aware that it's there, you know? So for the longest time, like people couldn't, loud noises, like if somebody's yelling, I'll like tense up. Or if like a door slams. It's a
chaotic survival
If a
response.
door slams, I'm on guard. So it shows up in some little ways. I think as I got older, it definitely calmed down a lot because I am identifying some things.
Yeah.
But it is an ongoing
thing that
work
you're
in progress.
through.
Yeah, because like I said, some things just catch me by surprise. I'm like, ooh, I didn't know that was still there. Yeah, so. But I will say, I think I'm trying to choose my words wisely because, like I said, this is a sore subject. But to kind of just raw, like put it out as raw as possible, just coming straight off my thoughts. I feel like I turned out better than most people who are brought up in those type of households. Because you have those people who are in those cycles, like they duplicated what they seen growing up. And then you also have the people who do have like PTSD,
never want to experience, don't even get close to it.
Don't want to get involved with men because of how, you know what I'm saying? So I think I turned out pretty well for the situation. But it's definitely still some work to be done.
Well, I think it definitely shows with your selection in Malik. Because you're not, what I'm saying is you didn't put yourself in that same predicament.
Oh, no. I was very intentional about that.
That's the pro and positive side of your outcome. I was
very, very intentional about that.
Yeah.
I'm thankful to say I've never been in an abusive relationship, verbally, emotionally, physically, none of that. But yeah, I think, honestly, I got lucky. I think God protected me from a lot of situations that I could have been in. Because there was people who tried to talk to me that I know kind of have that demeanor about them. I took them for face value. This kind of like, you giving toxic masculinity energy, like choking. Like I don't know why people think choking during sex is cute, because it's not. And honestly, if you don't know, choking is, I'm getting off topic here, but just to educate y'all, choking is the act of like something blocking the airway, right? Like inside. Strangulation is the act of something forcefully pushing against
like
the windpipe. You know what I'm saying? So for y'all to think that shit is cute, it's really not. No. If you put your hands around my neck, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. You're going to jail immediately.
Since you brought that up, you know what else I don't like when it comes to sex? I don't like that women call their husbands or spouses like daddy. I don't know.
No, that's not cute.
Like,
I don't care. Like,
thanks, daddy. Like, that is not your father.
Now, if you're talking to your kids, like go ask daddy.
That's different.
That makes sense.
That's their dad.
But no, I've never thought that was cute.
I thought about that. I was like, yeah, why are you doing that?
I never thought that was cute. And for those who do it, that's your business.
That's your side.
That's your side of the story.
Yeah.
We listen and we don't judge. This is just me saying I personally don't understand. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
So
I don't.
So since you saw your mom grow up, which I have experienced my mom in one relationship where I saw her physically like get abused on the bed. And I was he didn't strangle her, but like he forcefully held her down. And she had to tell me like, hey, go get in the shower. Like everything's fine. But I remember and like calling her and I can, hear. But I think it's one of those things where as the woman, it almost becomes like an illusion or like delusional.
Yeah.
Like you're just so caught up in that you can't even see or like hear anyone's perspective.
Yeah.
And you are so caught up in like the belief that is the truth. Like, no, they're going to get better. They're going to get better. They're fixing their actions.
Yeah.
No. Actions over words any day.
Mm-hmm.
But at what point does it become too late? At what point?
You just brought something up. And ooh.
If you gotta
No. I'm just it breaks my heart like to the core to think to know that is a lot of women's thinking. Like, I know he's gonna get better. I know he's gonna do it. He's just going through some things right now. I'm the person that can help him get better. You know what I'm saying? It's this podcast. I was getting my hair done sometime last year, and I actually cried during this podcast. I'm like, damn. I was getting my hair done, and I was watching. She had a podcast on. I forgot what it's called, but he basically it's this dude that goes around getting people's stories. Basically, that's like the whole point of the podcast. And one episode was about a woman who had that exact thinking, like, and she like there was videos and phone calls of her like, no, I know, like her family trying to tell her get out of that relationship, like he's not gonna da 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 da. And she was just telling them like, no, I know he's gonna get better. Like he's already done this much, have this much progress since this time period, and blah 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 blah. And when you say like, when is it too late? This man, it went from slapping to from holding down to slapping to choking to punching to death. He killed that woman. So it's like, when is it like they progress? You know what I'm saying? It's always,
it doesn't get better.
When I say it's like a blueprint to these people. It's a blueprint.
Yeah.
It starts out small, like little gestures, like maybe shoving you out the way. It starts out light to see what you're willing to
tolerate.
We
tolerate
to
what we promote.
Throw under the rug. You know what I'm saying? It starts out real stealth. You know what I'm saying? Let me see.
As a joke.
I'm just playing with you. Like, what? That's not how you play. And when is it too late? And
there's so many documentaries on Netflix about that stuff.
Yeah.
It's sad.
It really is.
It's sad. And that's why we have this this platform, because eventually we want to be able to help those in need of certain situations like this. But,
absolutely. But okay, enough about, unhealthy relationships. Let's talk about some healthy relationships. Something I actually thought about the other day was like, what is the best part about being in a relationship, a healthy relationship? But then I was like, what is the best part about being single? So what is the best part about being in a relationship, and what is the best part about being single? I honestly I could come up with a lot of different reasons of what's the best part of, a lot of different examples of the best part about being in a relationship, but I couldn't really pinpoint the best part about being single. One, because it's sad to say, I've had little time in my life of being single. It's like I've always been in a relationship, which is really sad. But I wonder, like, if I asked a woman who's been single for some time, like, what's the best part about being single?
So my mom, she recently, well, not recently, but she's been sober for going on 4 years now. But she was married in 2015, and then she got divorced. And ever since the divorce, well, I'm lying, she's had small relationships here and there, but she's been single for some years now. Probably like 4.5, 5 years. And I asked her, or she told me, she was like, this is the most peace I've ever felt in my entire life. Ever. Like, I'm internally happy. I'm happy with my kids at my house. Like, I'm happy with, just life.
Yeah.
And she said, obviously, she wants to not die alone. Right. She's not that girl that wants to die alone. She does want a companion. She wants to travel, all these things. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. And she was just like, she's like, I've learned to be with myself. She's like, I don't wake up to good morning texts. I don't good night, kisses, hugs. Like, the most love that she gets is from her kids and her granddaughter, So like, she's learned to sit in silence, to be with herself. She hasn't looked for external validation.
Yes.
She sat in the bed and closets and cars and cried by herself, like all the emotions that she was ever feeling. And she feels at peace.
Man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
And I saw this, I don't know if it was on a podcast or something, but Someone said that the best form of self-love is singleness. And I've said that before. And I don't want to take it out of context. I'm not telling everyone to go be single,
right.
you know, but I do believe that when you are single and you learn to wake up by yourself, you create a routine, you do things for you, you truly learn how to attend to yourself.
Yes.
And when you're alone and you're like, oh, I just want someone to tell me I look good, or I want someone to give me the validation I need.
Yes.
It's like, all right, let me look internally. Like, no, Daizah, you are beautiful. You are deserving of this. You are worth this. You are the light in this room, you know? I was not single for a long time. I was literally in one relationship from end of middle school to out of high school. And then met Tyree. So I would definitely say, obviously, I'm not dying alone. That's just not. I don't know why anyone would want to do that. But you know what's crazy? So from knocking on doors, I've met people, like older people that have 0 kids, don't ever want to have kids, and they just live life together. And I'm just like, what you guys
Wait,
do?
you say together meaning like it's a couple?
Yeah, like
Okay.
It's just them two. And I'm just like, okay, I guess.
Honestly, for a while, like Malik and I have been together for 7 years, and I had that thought. I genuinely enjoy his company. You know what I'm saying? And it's like for a long time I did not want that to be disturbed. Like
enjoy it.
Just the two of us. I seen it clear as day.
Yeah.
Us growing old and it just being us having fun.
Hey.
And then I think about it, like I do want kids, but then I'm like, dang, I got this to do next year. I'm going on this trip. I got this. I'm like,
that's literally how I felt.
Yeah, man. I was like, do I want to have them? But I was like, I'm getting older, you know, my clock. So,
ooh, you can really think about this.
I can relate to why people would want to, you know, whatever.
You can take this. So, someone said that the biggest regret you can regret not having kids, but you will never regret having kids.
And I can agree to that. I can agree with that because it's kind of like, although I don't have kids, the kids that I've become attached to, it's something about that connection to a child.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. So correct me if I'm wrong, if I try to put myself in a mother or a father's shoes, like that is literally a piece of you. Like you created this something.
No, literally.
You created this something. I would be attached to the hip, like all day, every day. So yeah. I could definitely see the perspective of once you have them, you're not going to regret it. If you don't have them, you will regret it, is what you said?
Yeah.
Or you won't
could regret not having kids.
You can regret not having kids, but you won't regret having kids. I can definitely see that. See that.
So I'm like, it's definitely been tough since motherhood, but I wouldn't change it for a thing. You know how many parents say that? I wouldn't change it for a thing. No matter how hard it is in life.
It's genuine.
Yeah.
It's genuine.
Like you couldn't even picture life without them.
Yeah.
Or what it would be like if.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But
I can't wait.
I'm going to be an auntie. I'm just saying.
Yes, it's coming. Just
I'm
don't ask me when.
Rich auntie.
Yeah, you gonna be the rich auntie, and I'm gonna need the crib, the car, all the expensive stuff,
car seat.
all the expensive stuff. Have it at the baby shower. But man, okay. But I really, and I was debating. We didn't answer. What's the best part about being in a relationship? Okay. So we narrowed it down as far as like some benefits, as you will, of being single. But what about in a relationship? So I kind of already hinted on mine. Like I absolutely enjoy Malik's presence. Like, and I'm blessed to even have the type of relationship that I do have because we are friends first. And that's like the most important aspect in the relationship is us being friends. Like we'll sit there and big headed, you know what I'm saying? Just sit there and clown on each other. We play Call of Duty. Like we just do things together. And it feels unnatural when we're not like,
were you guys friends? How long were you guys together before getting married?
Oh, before we got married, we met in 2018. We got married in 2022. So 4 years.
And then from when you guys met, how long was it until you guys were a thing?
That was actually pretty short. It was maybe like 6 months.
Wow.
Like 6 months, yeah.
So y'all
and I
were
say that's short because like how well we just meshed and just entered, you know what I'm saying? You would think that we were friends way longer. Like a lot of people thought that we knew each other prior to when we met. So it's kind of like that. That's why I say it's like it's only been that long. So yeah, about six-ish months. Met him in June 2018. We started dating in December 2018. So literally 6 months. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Right before 2019. That's when I got my Christmas gifts. Ladies, if you don't know, you better lock them down on time. Okay.
Don't listen to this.
Lock
so
them
that
in.
could be
Lock
the
them
bad
down.
influence.
Lock them down before Christmas, Valentine's Day, your birthday. Yeah, make sure y'all free game right there.
Lord. I would say benefits of a relationship. I feel like it's just the feeling of always doing fun things, like experiences.
Yes.
With a person that you truly enjoy.
Yes.
And then also building.
Okay.
Like building together.
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny.
What?
You and Malik. Because y'all are definitely, when I get around Malik, I'm like, when I first got around him, I was like, dude, you're so quiet. Like, and then now I got around, I was like, all right, your personality is definitely showing.
Yeah, like that. Do not let him fool you.
I was fooled.
But you know what's funny? When you met him versus the Malik you see today, like the standing on the trash can, dancing and stuff.
Yeah.
He has like this intern phase with people. Like, I'm gonna give you two weeks, two weeks to a month to like really peep you out, and then we're gonna decide. He's gonna decide whether we're gonna be friends or not.
That's funny.
But that's like his liability asset meter. Like he has a meter to determine whether somebody's an asset or a liability. And I actually got that from him because that's not something that people do on a normal basis, like in their relationships. Mm-hmm. You have to look at somebody and determine whether that person is an asset or a liability. If they're a liability, you might not want to give them full access to you, or you might need to remove yourself completely depending on how bad of a liability they are.
Yeah.
If that person's an asset, meaning not meaning they're bringing like monetary value to you, but like they make you feel young. They make you smile.
That.
They make, you know what I'm saying? They do something for you to be an asset. So that's probably why you knew the Malik as that versus the Malik you know now.
That just made me think it's just one of those things where you can like someone and want to be around them so bad. Like you laugh around them, you enjoy their company, you guys do fun things, but their mentality, their choices and stuff like that, it just make you like, I can't be around you.
I can't be around you.
Like
you are
I'm just going to decline from.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But I'm curious. You said that you and Malik are friends first.
Absolutely.
Do you believe that is like not a non-negotiable in people's relationships, but do you feel like you have to be friends first in order for it to be successful? You know what? So I've heard two different stories.
I feel like it helps. It's the foundation of the relationship. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
So when the going gets tough, you have the friendship to fall back on. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I do not like you as a husband or as a boyfriend right now. Like, I could really throw you can get thrown away right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like, we have history. You my homie, you my dog. Let's figure this out because, you know what I'm saying? You got one more time to try me. You know, so you have something to fall back on when the going gets tough, when you are ready to just call it a quits as far as the boyfriend, girlfriend, the intimate relationship. Yeah. So I think having the friendship established first before getting into the intimate relationship is definitely, in my books, it's like a necessity. It's a necessity for a successful partnership. Seriously. And then it also, there's a difference between like and love. There's a big difference between like and love. Because you can like your partner, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like you have true, genuine love if that person is your friend too. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you can confide in them. You feel like you can fully rely on that person to trust, to take care of you, do things, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying?
Look, you got me stop breathing. I'm over here like holding my breath like, dang, she talking to me.
Uh-oh.
We were like, whew, okay. Yeah.
I'm talking to you in what way? Which part resonated?
Just like the friend part, companion, being friends first when shit goes through the roof. It's definitely, because Taira and I met in business. Because we came from the MLM, if y'all know.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
The multi-level marketing, foreign exchange.
Okay.
When people were posting about that shebang.
Yeah.
So we come from that, and we've only known each other like business, like hustling, getting money, down bad together. All right, 0 to 100. What's
in my mind, I'm so childish. I was just thinking of like, what the little phrase that people say, like, bitches, money, and that's the type of time y'all was on. But nah, keep going. It's okay. In my limb, that's how y'all met.
But how should women even identify like what it really is? Like, how do you identify if it's truly, is it like attraction? Is it lust? Is it infatuation? Is it, you see? How can you identify?
You know what? Okay. Lust to me is an easy kill. Like, there's only a sexual connection. And it doesn't have to be intercourse involved for it to be a sexual connection, but something just like, it's only attraction. Like, oh my God, he's so fine. Oh, what I would do to him. Or you are, doing the act. Like, that's all that's to the relationship.
Okay. I can agree with that.
Love, I feel like you willing to kiss that man in his mouth in the morning, like fresh off of.
Not even.
That's love. As soon as he wake up, if you kissing that man in his mouth, I gotta love you. I have to love you. Like, I love you unconditionally from that at that point. You know what I'm saying? When you love somebody, you don't care about nothing. Like, they can do no wrong. They can do no wrong. Of course, humans are humans, so people can do wrong. But in your eyes, it's like, this is my person. Like, you feel it in your soul. Like the little cavity your heart sits in, that's his hands holding your heart.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what it's like.
Yes, that's what it's like. That's how I can describe it. That's the way I feel.
Okay.
That's the way I feel, as though I can differentiate how I can describe my love with the person that I'm with.
So how did you know that you wanted, I guess, how did you know that you were like, all right, we can be together? Like, you saying yes to Malik.
You know what's funny?
Because I feel like at first, most of the time, it's like, maybe it's not always, but infatuation with somebody, like someone can really adore you, like you, your personality, and then they grow strong feelings for you, and then they tell you that they like you and they want to take you out and this and that. But how do you identify if they're truly interested in you?
Well,
because I feel like a lot of times girls will hear things and like the words sound good. Right. And then it's like, okay, well, maybe like he really does want to be with me, or like it's an illusion.
Absolutely. I was about to, I have to like really catch myself before I say something on this podcast, because every common sense ain't always common. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So for me, I peep game. I've always peeped game. You know what I'm saying? Just simply based off the type of questions you ask me or the type of conversations we have is how I can determine whether you're infatuated with me versus interested in me and would like to see something come out of that. Yeah. If somebody's infatuated with you, what's your favorite color? Green? Oh, I like that too. What's your favorite food? Oh, salmon? Yeah, I like that too. Versus,
no, that's crazy.
Tell me about your childhood. Like, how was it growing up? Like, who were you closest with growing up? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Those type of questions, they're really trying to get to know you. That is interested. And that's them trying to take that information and build upon it as far as you as a person and seeing if it is compatible. Y'all are compatible, because it's like, dang, you grew up like that too? Me too. Or man, I'm sorry you grew up like that. Let me help you. Let's redirect that and change that narrative so you don't have to, continue that cycle.
Yeah.
Boom. So it's kind of like, yeah, that huge difference in infatuation and interest. And I feel like if a girl has common sense, and I say that lightly,
she
can pick up on game. And that comes with you taking a step back, not being so in awe of awe of somebody being interested or infatuated with you, you know? So,
yeah.
To bring up this episode's question of the day, I wanted to ask everybody, how would you describe the color gold to someone who is unable to see it? So if somebody grew up without the capacity to see, they didn't grow up with that ability to see growing up, how would you describe the color gold to them? So think about that. Drop your comments. But we've enjoyed talking to you guys on this episode. Hope y'all stay locked in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you tune into the next episode.
Ciao.